Good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming here today. And I would like, and I'm honored to present the Secretary of State Asian American Advisory Council. If I mention your name, would you please rise? From the Bangladesh community, Mr. Shamo Jamal. Would you please rise? From the Cambodian community, we have Hua Ho Chua. From the Chinese community, Amy Moy, Ann Liang, Cindy Ki, Michael Han, Pei Yi Chang, Sam Ma, and Miss Virginia Lai. From the Filipino community, we have Miss Anita Rosa, Elizabeth Barrett, Juna May Cheng, Dr. Rufino Crisostomo, Savila Velia Gapi, and Miss Thelma Fuentes. From the Indian community, we have Kanti Patel and Miss Karen Merchant. Indonesian community, Martino Tangkar, Priscilla Davije, Kus Volkers, Iman Maharta Yaza, and Martha Baker. From the Korean community, Dr. David God, Mr. George Kim, Mr. Jean Lee, Mr. Kevin Cho, Mr. Larry Yoon, and Mr. Sang Kim. From the Laotian community, Mr. Kampui Simvongsa, Linda Volong, San Chan, Van Mani, and Tom Partong. From the Nepalese community, we have Bala Gilmer. From the Pakistani community, we have Hamidullah Khan and Nusrat Sahib. Pan-Asian community, Mr. Sajudin Nurani and Miss San O. The Thai community, Han Banapradis, Nick Banapradis, and Nanta Burakanchana. From the Vietnamese community, Mr. Doug Nguyen and Dr. Jackie Conley. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our Asian Advisory Council who have worked so hard to make this affair a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. At this time, it is, excuse me, my honor to introduce a remarkable American. She's also our keynote speaker and the recipient of our Lifetime Achievement Award from the Secretary of State's office. This year, we are honoring someone who has impacted the lives of veterans and people with disabilities throughout the nation, Lieutenant Colonel Tammy Duckworth. Many of you are aware of her story already. She served in the U.S. Army as a helicopter pilot in the Iraq War. As a result, Lieutenant Colonel Duckworth lost both of her legs and severely injured her right arm. But Tammy Duckworth persevered despite her injuries and worked tirelessly to advocate on behalf of the veterans and people with disabilities in this country. She was born in Thailand, and her family moved around Southeast Asia frequently because of her father's military service. She became fluent in Thai and Indonesian, and as we said, she comes from a military family with ancestry actually tracing all the way back to the Revolutionary War. And her father's longtime military career spans from World War II to the Vietnam War. She has a bachelor's degree from the University of Hawaii, but she chose to follow in her father's footsteps and joined the Army ROTC as a graduate student at George Washington University in 1990. In 1992, she became a commissioned officer in the U.S. Army Reserve and chose to fly helicopters because it was one of the few combat jobs open to women at the time. She joined the Illinois National Guard in 1996 after attending flight school and was deployed to Iraq in 2004. Among her humanitarian efforts, Tammy helped establish the Intrepid Foundation, which works to rehabilitate injured veterans. She has also worked for Rotary International at the headquarters in Evanston as a staff supervisor. In 2006, she was appointed director of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs, where she was instrumental in developing tax credits for employers who hired veterans and state grants for service organizations benefiting veterans with disabilities. Later, she was nominated by our President Barack Obama to be the Assistant Secretary of Public and Intergovernmental Affairs for the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, for which she was confirmed in April 2009. She left that office in 2011 to launch her election campaign for the U.S. House of Representatives in Illinois' 8th Congressional District. Tammy Duckworth has earned a plethora of honors, including but not limited to an honorary doctorate from Northern Illinois University, an Air Medal and Army Commendation Medal from the Walter Reed Army Medical Center, and of course, the Purple Heart. Today, Tammy Duckworth receives the Illinois Secretary of State's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Just a few pictures before our keynote address. We always have to do that. It's part of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, correct?